We
my
are live with the legendary Kyle from Saabklyle04. We apologize. We had some difficulties with Google Plus. How this whole trip started. So, Gumball 3000. When did you first realize that you were going to be part of this epic event?
I was emailed towards the end of last year. I want to say it was probably December or so, and the only thing they said was that, "Hello, I'm so and so from Gumball 3000. We're thinking about doing this YouTube Heroes competition with you and two other guys, and we wanted to extend an invite to come to the Gumball 3000." And I really didn't know. I mean, I knew what it was, but I didn't really know that much about it, and I kind of stayed in contact loosely over the following few months, but we really didn't start to get the ball rolling until around spring. I really didn't know what to think, and honestly, it didn't really hit me all at once until I actually was on the rally. I don't know if I just going for the few months and with all the other stuff that I had going on in the background, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going, and I'm trying to get all these things planned and stuff. But finally, when I actually got there and everything was starting to click in place and we were all down in Miami, I was like, dang, I'm actually at the Gumball. You gotta be kidding me. My head exploded.
Nice.
Yeah, you know that feeling, I'm sure, when it just all comes, the whole realization of what you're doing just hits you all at once.
How did you approach this Gumball 3000 thing? This is your first time doing this kind of event. It's a little bit of a departure from your normal format, of course. Did you kind of come into it with a kind of a open-ended, creative, I'm just gonna, roll the punches and kind of see how things work out and kind of work on the fly, as opposed to, okay, let me strategize exactly how we're gonna do this. These are the type of videos I think we want to do. I'm anticipating this is going to happen, and
I've been asked that a few times by some other people I met along the rally as well, and honestly, I went into it with no plan at all. I was like, you know what? I'm basically a fish out of water. I had no idea what I was going to do, what I was going to film, how I was going to film it, how often I would even be able to upload. I was like, you know what? Let's just get on the plane. Let's get down there. I'll just film whatever, because obviously I knew that the stuff that I typically do, I mean the in-depth stuff that I'm known for by now, I knew I was not going to be able to do it. Gumball is so fast-paced that it would have been impossible. I did some in-depth stuff the day before registration day, which was epic, but I knew that I would have to probably revert to my tour style that I used to do back a bunch of years ago. So just tracking some cars along the rally, getting some really pretty shots of them along the way, getting the acceleration and startup and all that kind of stuff that people like to hear, and just compiling these videos that's not too technical, but hey, let's just look at this and see it at the different sites along the rally, if that makes sense. But the challenges were a whole different story.
Absolutely, and I think it's important also, because I did look at some of the comments people were making and things like that, and you've been doing this long enough to know you know how YouTube is, man. You get all types of people out there, and people they kind of sometimes talk about things they don't necessarily know about. They're uninformed.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
I will say this. Now, as a person who has done, personally rallies around the world, so I have a bit of experience in how these things work. I know a lot of people watch the videos and they're fun, and see all the cars and stuff, but you guys have no idea. You guys have no idea how chaotic it is. Even for me as a person who's filming it. It's there's fun, but like I tell people, it's to me, it's 90% work and 10% fun, if that much, because it's just, it's you never know what's gonna happen next, and it's just moving. At the end of the day, you're tired. I gotta upload stuff, I gotta charge stuff, but then I need enough sleep. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be on the road and I don't have enough sleep. So
I probably got 12 hours of sleep in a week. It was
I hope you're enjoying this episode and you'll stick around for more because we'll be right back in 30 seconds.
I mean, the thing that a lot of people don't realize, and we could talk about this a little bit more when we talk about like the challenge videos and stuff, but when it was very hard for me to get the information that I needed, I felt like I was nagging a lot of people because I literally had no idea what I was doing, and I was freaking out because of like getting to the different locations. We were late to most every location. We missed dinner a lot. We missed most of the parties.
Yep.
Luckily, we didn't finish last, but I mean, we got lost everywhere. I was, like I said, I was just a fish out of the water and trying to figure out, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for these challenges? And then finding time to edit it, which I had to edit it in the car. So you know how small an Abarth is, trying to put all my equipment and stuff everywhere and doing all that. And then it was tough, man.
I would say one thing it's important that people realize is, like some people may look on the surface and say, why was Kyle, behind in terms of a certain checkpoint or whatever. You got to understand that he's not just part of the event, he's capturing it as well for you guys. So for example, if he's going to capture all the cars at the start point in Miami, well, guess what? While he's capturing those cars, they're leaving him behind, and also they're leaving him in Lamborghinis and Ferraris. And from what I hear, you really enjoyed the car that you had, but it's the horsepower is considerably lower than those other cars.
Oh yeah. Well, the other thing is like it was almost like a game to a lot of people. At how many speeding tickets can we rack up on this rally? We got none. We got pulled over 0 times, no speeding tickets, no nothing. I'm not saying we didn't drive fast sometimes. We drove fast in some packs, but I was not comfortable doing it. Like the speeds that people drove over in Europe astounded me. Like the speeds that if in the United States I went that fast, I'd be in jail. It didn't sync up well with what I'm used to and what the Gumball lifestyle is all about, if that makes sense. It took a lot to get used to.
I'll say this to give the audience a little bit of perspective. So these are the kinds of things that happen on rallies like the Gumball 3000, Gold Rush, Bull Run, and it's kind of the only scenario that I would experience this kind of thing. Now, when you think about a Rolls Royce, you think about this luxurious car and tea and going cruising on the countryside. However, put that same car in something like a Gumball 3000 and you might find yourself chasing one for some miles at ridiculous speeds to the point where you may actually be in a higher performance vehicle and actually be a little bit concerned about keeping up with this Rolls Royce. You're just like, okay, how long is this guy going to keep going this fast? Like, at what point are we going to kind of slow down here? And we're talking about a Rolls Royce here.
I will say, like, through France, we were traveling in a pack of 5 Abarth 595s, and we were like cat and mouse the whole time, like passing each other and doing all this and that and stuff, and I mean, at just ridiculous speeds. And then it started to rain, and nobody slowed down. I was like, this is getting crazy. I mean, we kept up and stuff, but we know a lot of people that got pulled, licenses lost in France. So Spain was the worst.
Really?
But
oh yeah, I heard some stories. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the car kicking incident?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, his car got kicked by a police officer in Spain.
What?
I mean, I don't know.
I'll ask him about that. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that was a little crazy, man. And it was kind of a situation of like pull over to see what the story was, and then make a decision based on what you see in your mirror that, you know what, let me just go. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what ticked off the guy, but I don't know how much habla español SME 150 does. So. everything started in the beautiful Miami, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you started on Ocean Drive, which is a natural place to start. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, for those of you who are not familiar, the Miami Beach or South Beach area is just wow. I mean, you want to talk about car spotting. I mean, just on a regular day, you might see just random Rolls Royce driving by, Ferraris. I mean.
I posted a lot of pictures on my Instagram account, Saabklyle04 LLC, like the couple days before, like everything kicked off. Like, saw a ton of stuff, like rare stuff, weird stuff. I saw a Bugatti on South Beach, like just all
unrelated, right?
Yeah, just completely unrelated to Gumball. I was just taking pictures left and right.
Yeah, so that is the South Beach experience. Beautiful area. Very wealthy area. You have places like Star Island, which we already featured Star Island on my channel, Carlyle's Picks. But so that's just the general idea. So very wealthy area, lots of great cars, and here we have Gumball 3000 starting. So what was that like? Starting off in Miami, what was the deal?
You can consider the universe is against you, or you can just roll with the punches.
Why is there a piece of bread on my tire there? 1, 2, 3. All right.
$1,600 miles in 2 days on the 2015 Aprilia Capanor 1200S. First stop will be at Eurosports.net in Coopsburg, Pennsylvania, where I'm going to do some bike reviews, MV Agusta Rivale, and the electric bike from Bramo, the Impulse R, and lots more right here on Carlyle's Picks.